Okay, in the properties of composition of mappings, already we have discussed in last 4 theorems regarding the composition of mappings. Now, one more important property is there for the composition of mappings. So we are listing this property as a theorem 5. So let me write statement of theorem 5 and then we try to prove it. Okay. So statement of this theorem is nothing but the mapping okay, I am taking F notation for that mapping and X to Y, these are the sets. F is mapping from X to Y okay, the mapping F from X to Y is a one-to-one correspondence. One-to-one, you can write in this way, one-to-one correspondence one-to-one correspondence between X and Y. X and Y we are taking. What is meant by one-to-one correspondence between X and Y? That already we have discussed there. F should be from X to Y, one-to-one and onto. So if it is one-to-one and onto, then we can say it is one-to-one correspondence between this domain and codomain X and okay, between X and Y. If and only if and only if there exists a mapping, another mapping, a mapping. Okay, let us denote it by G, and it is from Y to X. There exists a mapping G from Y to X such that okay, F composition G, you can easily check here that F composition G is nothing but the mapping from F means it is X to Y and then Y to X, so it is nothing but the X to X, such that F composition G is mapping which is from X to X is an identity mapping such that F composition G is an identity mapping on capital X. See, we are defining it, or obviously it is defined on X, so it is identity mapping on X that we want to prove in this second part. Okay, such that F composition G is an identity mapping on X, and what is another composition? It is also defined for these two mappings that we are writing here, F and G. G composition, sorry. Okay, F composition is not on X, it is on Y. So let me replace this, because G we are applying first, so G is mapping from Y to Y, Y to X, so we have to start with Y here, and again I have to say here this is mapping on Y. Okay, so make this correction, sorry for this. Okay. Uh, you have composition G. G we have to apply first. That means we have to take this set as a Y. Then G takes Y to X, and then after that F takes X to Y. So it is Y to Y mapping. It is an identity mapping on Y. And another mapping G composition F, that means F we are taking first, so F is defined from X to Y, so its first set is nothing but the X, and this mapping takes elements of X to X, and G composition F from X to X is an identity, is an identity mapping on which set. So this is the property here, and we are listing this as a theorem 5. See there, read this statement. The mapping F from X to Y is a one-to-one correspondence between X and Y. This is first part. And what is second part in this property? Let me discuss about this first part. The mapping F from X to Y is a one-to-one correspondence between X and Y, means F is given as a one-to-one and onto mapping from X to Y. And if F is one-to-one and onto mapping from X to Y, then you have to prove that there exists another mapping. It is denoted in this theorem by G, another mapping G from codomain to domain of F. Okay, it is mapping G from Y to X such that if you take its composition with F, then there are two compositions. Both compositions are defined because there exists a mapping G from Y to X. We are saying both the compositions are defined, and that compositions are nothing but the F composition G and G composition F, and they are defined on Y and X, and both must be their identity mappings. This is second part. If F is given as one-to-one and onto mapping, then there exists a mapping, another mapping G from Y to X, such that composition of F and G are nothing but the identity mappings on that corresponding sets Y and X there. Okay, and if you take there F as any mapping from X to Y such that it has property such that there exists another mapping G from Y to X for this given any arbitrary mapping F, and if composition of these two mappings satisfying there, that they are nothing but that compositions are nothing but the identity mappings there, then you have to prove there that F is nothing but the one-to-one and onto mapping, or it is one-to-one correspondence between X and Y. If you remember, one part already we have proved there. Which part? If given mapping F is nothing but the one-to-one and onto, then obviously its inverse exists, that we have denoted by F inverse. Here we are going to write it as G. For any one-to-one mapping, one-to-one and onto mapping F, its inverse exists, that is F inverse. And already we have proved composition of F and F inverse is nothing but the identity mapping from both sides, F composition F inverse as well as F inverse composition F. So again I am going to write the proof of the same in terms of G. So let me complete proof for this theorem. So now let us start to write proof. Okay. So first part I am going to prove. What is the first part? In the take F as a one-to-one correspondence between X and Y. That means F is nothing but the one-to-one and onto mapping from X to Y. And for that I want to find out another mapping. I want to find out another mapping G for which F composition G and G composition F are nothing but the identity mappings there. So let me start by assuming F is nothing but the one-to-one correspondence between X and Y. Okay. So start to write proof. Suppose that F from X to Y is a one-to-one correspondence between X and Y. That means F is one-to-one correspondence between X and Y means F is nothing but the one-to-one and onto mapping from X to Y. Okay. And now what we want to prove? We have to find out another mapping G such that F composition G and G composition F are nothing but the identity mappings there. Already we have proved this. Again I am going to prove to complete this statement if and only in this theorem 5. So I am again writing the same proof here in terms of G now. Okay. Let's define another mapping from Y to X. Or before that, you can check another mapping from Y to X is defined or not. So let me write that same. Okay. Now let small y belongs to capital Y. Okay. I have chosen one arbitrary element from the set Y, that is nothing but the small y. Okay. And we have in the above line written there F is nothing but the mapping from X to Y, and which is one-to-one correspondence, that means 1-1 as well as onto. Okay. So this is capital Y. Okay. Now since F is onto mapping, F is onto mapping, comma, we have small x in capital X such that, see, I am saying F is nothing but the onto mapping and I have taken small y from capital Y. So because F is onto mapping, there must exist small x in capital X such that its image under this F is nothing but the that Y, such that image of that X under this onto mapping is nothing but the Y. Okay. So we have X in capital X whose image is nothing but this Y. Again, now I am using one-to-one-ness of this mapping F. Again, since F is one-to-one mapping, F is one-to-one mapping. So for Y in capital Y, we found X in capital X, but we don't know that X is unique or not. But see, F is nothing but the one-to-one mapping, so you can obviously say there that X is nothing but X in capital X is nothing but the unique. So I am writing this again, since F is one-to-one mapping, this X in capital X is unique. Okay. Now for given F, which is one-to-one correspondence between X and Y, or it is one-to-one and onto mapping from X to Y, I am trying to find out another mapping. So for that I am trying to find out unique element X in capital X whose image is nothing but the Y under this F. And now you can define, see, for small y belongs to capital Y, we got their unique element in capital X. So you can now define another mapping with the help of this X and Y. So let us define mapping G from, there is problem for this one note, define the mapping G from Y to X. Okay, Y and X are nothing but the given. F is defined from X to Y. So I am using same Y and X, or I am defining in reverse direction from Y to X another mapping. Define the mapping G by this definition. See what definition I am using here. I am taking arbitrary small y from capital Y, and I am taking its image as small x. And see, I am using same x and y that we have used in the definition of F. If and only if I am writing this definition in this way. If image of x is nothing but the y, then I am taking image of y as nothing but the x, and I am calling that new mapping as a G. So for each small y in capital Y, we have unique x in capital X. So for each small y in capital Y under G, its image is nothing but the unique x in capital X. So this is the definition of mapping or function. For each element in the first set, we must have unique element in the second set, and that two elements we are just relating with this F, which is given already as one-to-one and onto. So because of one-to-one and onto-ness of F, we have these two elements. For Y, there is unique X in capital X under this G. So this is the definition. Okay, now already we have defined this type of mapping, and that mapping we have called there as a this mapping G is nothing but the inverse of F. If you write this type of definition for this one-to-one and onto mapping F, then in that case you can call this G as nothing but the inverse of F. Let me write in the next line. The mapping G, the mapping small g is called, or you can directly write G is inverse of F. It's called inverse of F. Okay. So now we got another mapping. What is given in the first part only, we want to prove if F is one-to-one and onto mapping, then we want to find out another mapping G such that F composition G and G composition F are nothing but the identity mappings. So with the help of one-to-one and onto-ness of F, we have there another mapping G related with this F under this definition. We called that G as nothing but the inverse. Or if you take definition of G in terms of this definition of F, then obviously that G is nothing but the inverse of F. So we have these two definitions. Now I have to check that two compositions are identity mappings or not. Okay. Okay. Next, now For this new mapping, clearly F composition G is mapping from, okay, G I am writing on right side, so G we have to apply first. So obviously it is mapping from Y to Y. If you check there, G takes Y to X, and then after that F takes X to Y. That means this composition takes Y to Y. And G composition F is mapping from F. I am writing on right side, that means I have to apply F first. So F is applied first on X, so F takes X to Y, and then G takes Y to X. That means this is nothing but the mapping from X to X. Clearly F composition G and G composition F are defined, and already we have written their domain and codomains. Okay. So just I have to check now F composition G is identity mapping on Y or not, and G composition F is identity mapping on X or not. So one by one let me check there. Okay. Consider, I am writing in short, directly I am going to prove here these two mappings are identity mappings. So let me take any arbitrary element from the first set, and let me check its image is nothing but that same element or not. Okay. So consider under this mapping you have composition G. See, you can see here it is defined on Y. So let me take small y from that capital Y and check this its image is Y or not. Okay. So how we apply composition? We keep F outside, then we apply G on this Y. Okay. But what is G of Y? We have written there. What is G of Y? Image of Y under G is nothing but the X. Okay. These definitions we have written here. See, you can relate these two with each other. So G of Y is nothing but the X. And then what is F of X? Image of X under F, it is nothing but the Y. And Y we have taken arbitrarily. So for small y belongs to capital Y. Image of that arbitrary Y or each and every Y from capital Y under this mapping is nothing but the itself. That means you can say F composition G is nothing but the identity mapping on Y. Okay. Thus F composition G is, and already we have written in above line, F composition G is defined on Y, Y to Y. So F composition G is an identity mapping. Identity mapping on capital Y. Okay. So I think you got this concept or this proof in which we have shown F composition G is nothing but the identity mapping. Okay. Using similar calculations, you can prove again that another mapping is identity mapping. Huh? So consider again. Consider for this another mapping, which is G composition F, and G composition F is defined on capital X. Just wait, I have to undo this because there is problem to this note, one note. Just a minute. Okay. Sorry for this disturbance. Consider which mapping I am going to consider now. It is G composition here, and under this mapping I want to prove image of each element. See, G composition F is defined from capital X to X. So we have taken any arbitrary small x from capital X, and now we want to prove its image is X. So apply these two mappings on X. So G and then f of X. Keep this G. What is f of X? we have definitions of both f and g. So f of x is nothing but the y. Okay. And what is g of y? See, we have related f and g with each other with these definitions. What is g of y? It is nothing but the x. So we have for each and every x, so for all x from capital X, its image is nothing but the x itself under this mapping. So what is our conclusion? Therefore, this G composition F is an identity mapping. But on which set? See, we have taken arbitrary element of capital X, and this mapping is different from X to X. So G composition F is an identity mapping on capital X, and this is the complete proof of this part, that from F is given as one-to-one correspondence from X to Y, and then we want to find out there another mapping G such that composition of this F and that G are, both the compositions are identity mappings on that sets. And now we have to prove second part. What is second part? Already this proof we have did in terms of F inverse. Now the second part we want to complete. What is second part? For any given F which is defined from X to Y, we have to assume that there is another mapping G from Y to X which has the property that both F composition G and G composition F are the identity mappings on that corresponding sets. So converse part, now we have to complete the proof of converse part. So conversely, suppose that for the mapping F given from X to Y, for the mapping F from X to Y, there is a mapping G from Y to X. This is our assumption now for this part, that for given F from X to Y, there is another mapping G from Y to X such that these mappings F composition G, you can check F composition G is on Y, such that F composition G and G composition F are identity mappings, on, see, F composition G is on Y, on capital Y, on capital Y, and second mapping, that is G composition F, is mapping on capital X, and capital X are identity mappings on capital Y and X respectively. respectively. So this is our assumption. And now what we want to prove? We have to prove F is one-to-one correspondence between X and Y. That means we have to prove F is one-to-one as well as onto. So let me prove this in two parts. So first, F is one-to-one. F is one-to-one mapping. Okay, I have to prove by using this assumption that F is one-to-one correspondence between X and Y. So F is one-to-one. Let me prove now this F is one-to-one. So there are mainly two definitions to prove any mapping as a one-to-one. If you take any two distinct elements, then you have to find out distinct images in the second set. Or if you take from the second set equal images, then you have to find out their pre-images are also equal. So I am going to use second definition. That means I have to take two equal images from the second set, and I have to find out their images are pre-images are equal or not. Huh? So I am doing this. Okay. So for x1 comma x2 in capital X, f is defined from capital X to Y. So I am taking x1 comma x2 from capital X. For x1 comma x2 in capital X, consider image of x1 is same as image of x2 under F. Sorry. Okay, students, let me know screen is visible or not. Okay, we continue. So for f of x1 is equals to f of x2, they are elements of y. We are taking images of these two equal elements under G, so that images are also equal. So f of x2 is there. Okay, and then by definition of composition, you can write this as G composition f on x1. It is same as G composition f on x2. Okay, and then see, by our assumption G composition f, we are saying it is identity mapping on capital X. G composition f is an identity mapping on capital X. So image of any element of capital X under G composition f is nothing but that element itself. So it gives us x1 is equals to x2. Write in bracket, since G composition f is an identity mapping. So it is x1 is equals to x2, since G composition f is an identity mapping, on which set? Capital X. Because G composition f is an identity mapping on capital X, image of each element of capital X under this mapping is nothing but that element itself. And with the help of that, we are writing so this is the and from this you can say that our mapping is nothing but the one-to-one. Which mapping? F is defined from X to Y, and it is, sorry for this disturbance because of this OneNote. Okay, within a second we have to complete. Okay. So what we have shown with the help of our assumption, thus for mapping F, equal images we have considered, and we have shown there three images are also same, and therefore by definition of one-to-one mapping, therefore F is one-to-one. We have shown here by using this thing, you can say our F is nothing but the one-to-one. Okay, again in the second part, okay, we have shown F is one-to-one. Now I have to show F is onto. So F is onto. For the second part, we want to prove in this part F is onto. See, F is mapping from X to Y. So for any arbitrary element from second set Y, we have to take that any arbitrary element from second set, and we have to find out corresponding element in the first set whose image is nothing but is that Y. So let me start with the help of that, or with that arbitrary Y. So let small y, because we want to prove f which is defined from x to y as a onto mapping. So we have to take from second set any arbitrary element. Let small y belongs to capital Y be any element in the set y. Okay. Now this y can be written as image of y, not in this way. Okay. Our mapping, which mapping? I think F composition G. F composition G is identity mapping on set Y. So this Y can be written as, let me provide here reason, since we have chosen small y from capital Y, so that Y can be written as image of Y under this identity mapping on capital Y, because F composition G is an identity mapping. Because F composition G is an identity mapping on Y, for every element of Y, its image is nothing but that element itself. So image of Y we are writing Y, or Y we are writing image of Y under this F composition G. And now you can proceed to apply. This is F and then this is G of Y. Okay. And also here you can write G of Y is element of G of Y belongs to, G is mapping from Y to X. So finally G of Y belongs to capital X. So this statement shows that for any arbitrary Y, Y is image of element of capital X. So we got there that element under F. Huh? This shows that, let me write here, this shows that small y belonging to capital Y is the image of which element? G of Y, and which belongs to capital X under F. And what is this? Under F. And therefore this F is nothing but the onto mapping. When we say that any mapping as an onto, if we take any arbitrary element from second set, and if we are able to find out one element in the first set whose image under that mapping is nothing but the element chosen from the second set. So we have chosen here small y from capital Y, and we got there in capital X which element? G of Y, and its image under F is nothing but the Y. See, this Y is nothing but the image of this G of Y under F. That means F is nothing but the onto mapping. Thus, F is onto. Okay, and consequently, by combining these two parts, you can say consequently which mapping we wanted to show as one-to-one and onto F. Consequently, F from X to Y is, it is both one-to-one as well as onto. So you can now say it is one-to-one correspondence. Is a one-to-one correspondence. One-to-one correspondence between X and Y. And this is the proof of this theorem that we have proved here. Okay, let me now again show you this statement of theorem 5 and what we have. Because of this software, there is mix up of this heading and this statement. So you can understand in your notebooks it is there. So what theorem we have, or what properties of compositional mapping we have proved in this lecture? The mapping F from X to Y is a one-to-one correspondence between X and Y if and only if there exists a mapping G from Y to X such that F composition G and G composition F are identity mappings on Y and X respectively. So in the first part we have taken F is nothing but the identity, F is nothing but the one-to-one correspondence between X and Y, and with the help of that we have shown F composition G and G composition F are identity mappings there. And then in the converse part, we have assumed there that for a mapping F which is defined from X to Y, there is another mapping G from Y to X such that their compositions are given as identity mappings, and then we have proved there our mapping is nothing but the one-to-one and onto. That means it is one-to-one correspondence between that two sets there. Okay.